guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here to bring the review for One Piece episode 963. So Oden vs Whitebeard. They extended it. I was in no way surprised that they extended it. It was something that I was expecting, and they delivered. It was a good fight. Every time you see Oden, you just beef off of the bicep. I got that Zoro vibe, and yeah, the fight was good. My only small problem with it, it's just a small little problem that I had with it, and I wish it was a little bit longer. But besides that, I was fine with it. And the only reason why I wish it was a little bit longer is because I feel like if it was a little bit longer, it would have been the perfect length without it seeming like it's been dragged out for the anime. Yeah, just so it would be the right length without considering it being dragged out for the anime and not being too short. That's why I wanted it just a little smidge bit longer. Another thing that I liked about this episode is that bit where we have Marco with some of the other members of the Whitebeard Pirates, and they're basically calling out Kinemon like, yeah, yo, like, if you want to scrap, let's go. And I really wish, because that's not in the manga either. I really wish that they added something there with a little scrap between maybe not all of them, but maybe just Marco and Kinemon. And Marco versus Kinemon, that could have been a little bit exciting if we had that. And then we flip back to things where we have Oden come in there and he's like, don't get in my way, Kinemon, and just take things over there. That would have been a nice filler scene that we could have had, instead of maybe like the bit at the end where we see Kinemon holding on and they go through the different environments. And I had a thought to myself that he was only he was only on the chain for 3 days. So is it possible that they went through, I think they showed like 2 or 3 different elements. Is that possible? And from a real world standpoint, probably not. But because this is the new world where we're told that the weather is forever changing, then probably so. But if we could have sped that bit up instead, and then had like a little bit more of a focus on Kinemon and the Marco fight, I'm pretty sure more times out of 10, people would have enjoyed that instead. We definitely could have fit that fight into an episode. But anyway, moving on. So we have the Whitebeard Pirates. Their ship is bust up. They need to repair it before they can head on. During this time, we just have Oden getting to know mostly Whitebeard, but the Whitebeard Pirates as well. They're getting all chummy, sharing things, blah 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 blah. Not Oden. To take a liking to Oden, but at the end of the day, he's adamant about not taking Oden onto his crew. We have that moment within the episode where Whitebeard is like, "You're not the type to serve under somebody," rightly so. And he goes on to say that how I've been in a crew like that before, where too many leader type figures there didn't work out well. He's referring to the Rocks Pirates, obviously. And yeah, there's quite a bit of time in this chapter of them just getting to know each other while the ship is being repaired. Another thing I should say rather, that I liked about the episode is that I feel like the anime is doing a better job of building the friendship between Marco, Neko, and Doggy. And now, if it was there, I didn't even notice this in the manga. So when it was happening in this episode, it's something that I realized, and I thought that I had to bring up because, like I said, I didn't even realize it was there. So we get to the ship gets fixed. Whitebeard's on his way. He has an idea, like leave at night time. Therefore, Oden won't be able to come with us, or at least attempt to come with us. But that doesn't work out too well, and that leads to the test. It leads to the test that Whitebeard gives Oden. It's like, yo, hang there for 3 days. You're in, son. Well, not son, because Whitebeard hasn't called him son. He refers to him as Oden. But yeah, he's like, hang there for 3 days and you're in the crew. So we start the whole process of him hanging there for 3 days. And he gets puffy, he gets really puffy. And now I'm going to say something that might be a bit controversial, but I feel like in the anime, this is off the top of my head as well. I haven't recently read this bit in the manga again, but I feel like the anime made it seem like, or made it seem like more, that Oden was on the verge of giving up and he was going to let go than the manga did. But what essentially happens here is that he lets go of his own accord to go and save Toki. Has the name been revealed yet? If it hasn't, spoiler warning. He goes to save this lady who's in the island not too far away. There are some hints. Wait, I'm trying to think. Do we know who she is right now? This is what happens when you read manga, and both anime and manga. You get confused, the lines get blurred, you don't know where things occur, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to say that this episode was a really good episode. We finally extended something. This is probably the most filler within an episode for the flashback that we've got so far, and only noticeable if you are a manga reader. So for those reasons, I'm going to give this episode a 4-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.